Welcome to this episode of Play English. In this episode, we're going to talk about talents. And should talents be something that you can actually make money out of? So we have the usual members here, Quentin and Louis. Alright, so we're going to talk about talents. First, I want to ask you this question. What are your talents? Can you tell me something about you guys' talents?
I can make my sound like a car.
Okay. Do you want to do it now?
I think
you can do it now.
Yes. I think not.
I think people are interested in that.
I think not.
Yes. The last time you showed it to us was excellent. It was really good.
Yes.
So can you show it?
No.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
It
Come
is
on.
good.
Quentin.
No.
Seriously. Okay. Shh. Come on.
Okay. I'll try my best. Okay.
It was really good. Really, honestly. Okay, so that's your talent. One of your talents. Other talents. How about other talents?
I can play basketball.
Okay, play basketball.
And I can draw.
Draw?
Pretty well.
Oh, that's true. He drew in my class. Alright. So
and then I can eat many things.
What do you mean eat many things?
I have a big stomach.
Okay. How about you, Louis? Remember last time we said that you're gonna say whatever it is you have to say at least for like 1 minute or 2 minutes. Yes.
Where's the timer?
I can do math.
Huh? What?
You can calculate it.
I can do.
Oh, by the way, you have to speak louder. You have to speak louder.
Do you know why he doing that? Because he wants the time to be longer.
No, then we just stretch the time a little longer.
No.
So quick, louder, please. Okay. What are your talents?
I can do math good.
Math poop.
Math good.
Well.
Do
math. And
Math poop.
then what else can you do?
And I can.
Yes.
What else can I do?
Yes. What else can you do?
I think I can draw.
You can draw. Anything else?
And I can play chess.
Play chess.
Yeah.
Chinese
chess.
Okay, Chinese chess. Are you good at it?
Yes, I think it's good.
Oh, so he's very good at it.
Or
Which one are you talking about?
Like
Like the one with Chinese character? Or
No,
the
no,
black
no.
and white one?
the black and
Okay, the
white.
black and white one. And then what else?
Got 3, 2, 1.
That's okay. Louis, can you answer me this next question? Out of the 3 talents that you have, which one's your favorite? Or which one do you spend the most time on? Math.
Because we have math class.
Yes, but that's not really the answer I'm expecting. Okay, hold on. So now you guys have many talents. Now I would like to hear you guys define. Give a meaning to talents. What do you think talents are? How would you define them?
I think talent is a thing that you are better of other ability. I think that is the talent of yours.
So you think talents are things that you're good at, you're better at than other skills that you have. All right. So Louis, what do you think? What do you think talents are?
Is the thing that you are stronger. You are more better than other people.
So you have to be better than other people. If you're not better than other people, then it's not a talent.
Than the most people.
Than the most people. So in this case, I want to ask you a follow-up question. Do you think you can do math better than most people?
In our classes.
Yeah, in your class. Okay. How about Chinese chess?
I think his
Chinese chess don't have.
I'm not questioning how good you are. I'm just asking you this question.
Yes.
Because you say you have to be better than other people. So it's not better than other people. Then it's not talent.
Yes.
Okay. How about something that only you can do in the world? You cannot find your counterpart. You cannot find a match.
That is so difficult.
Yeah, of course. But hypothetically speaking, does that mean that it's not talent?
I know.
If you cannot find an opponent.
What do I look?
Huh?
What do you look like? What does it look like?
That's not talent. That's not a talent. That's not something you do. That's something you are.
But for model.
Probably. But
that-
look is not the only thing. For them, it's not the only thing. It's important, but it's not the only thing. Right? So what do you think? If you know how to do a certain thing and that no one in the world can do that, does that still count as talent according to him?
Yeah, but I don't think so. Have that kind of thing.
Of course, I'm just saying hypothetically speaking. Do you know what's hypothetically? Let's just presume such thing existed. What do you think?
No.
You don't.
Because he said if you are better than, you have to be better than someone.
Yes.
Okay. So
But
do you
there
think?
are no someone.
Yes. So
There are no someone.
They have.
So how can you be better of someone if there are no someone?
Yes, have someone. Dear say you are only.
How can 0 be 1?
No. Dear say, like you are 1 and you are bigger than 0. Yes.
So what you're saying is that you only have to be better than yourself.
And other people is 0.
Is
Oh,
0
okay,
is 0
okay.
equal 1?
No, I'm saying 0.
But there are no one.
Yes, there is someone.
Okay, so hold on. We
We
must escape this
0.
mathematical trap. All right. Anyway, I would like to hear you guys talking about some of the talented people around you. Who want to start? How about you this time? Talented people around you. Quickly. Louis, come on. Oh, Quentin. Okay, not Quentin. I have to say. Okay, sorry. So.
Quentin.
And.
Quentin.
What is he good at?
He is good
In your
at.
opinion?
He is good at.
You said me and then you cannot say another. It hurts.
Yeah, he said
Playing
Quentin
basketball.
and he couldn't think of a one.
It hurts.
He couldn't think of one thing.
basketball.
Oh, playing basketball. Okay, and then
You
other
said
people.
Quentin and you cannot say anything. It hurts.
How about other people?
My classmate.
Your classmates.
Good at
What?
sport.
Good at sports.
So,
Okay, good at
We're
sports.
choking on.
How about you? Talented people around you.
My classmate can play basketball very well, and then some of them can draw very well.
Can what?
Draw.
Draw very well. Okay.
And some of them can calculate very well
Okay.
in a short time.
How about talented people around the world? Can you name like one or
Bill
two?
Gates.
Bill Gates. What is he good at?
He's good at programming,
Programming. Anything else?
and then
Maybe running a company.
maybe
That's not
letting the.
Easy thing to do.
And he is good at. Bill Gates good at what?
business.
Doing businesses. Yes.
And he is good at running a company.
Yes. Do you know he's a philanthropist now? Do you know what's a philanthropist?
Nope.
Philanthropist is something. It's a person who does good things for other people.
Oh, I know. Like
Because he basically donates a lot of
Money.
a huge portion of his money into his like a foundation. He had a foundation, Gates Foundation, and he has been helping people around the world. Talented people in the world.
How to say that? I forgot. Last time I have said it. I don't know.
That's okay.
No,
It can be
Steve
someone
Jobs.
else.
Yes, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. It's quite funny because you chose the same category. You're choosing from the same bucket.
What's bucket?
They're tech giants. These two people are tech giants.
What's Steve Jobs?
Tech giants means in the world of technology, they are huge deals.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you.
So
say
you're
that-
choosing from the same bucket.
Yes.
How about choosing from a different bucket?
But I don't know. I don't know.
Like people who you say your classmates are good at sports.
Yes.
How about choosing somebody who is good at sport?
I don't know anyone good at sports.
Really, honestly, really?
Because I didn't see any.
All right, fine. How about singers who are good at singing or other things?
You don't know.
Painters, famous writers.
He's like, what the?
You see, I told you to go out more.
I know. I know how to say it. But I know.
So what is it?
But I don't know how to say it. Can I
In
say
Chinese? In Chinese?
Mozart.
Mozart. Mozart. Okay, so why special? What's special about Mozart? His talent.
He is good
He
at.
was. He died. He died. He was.
He was good at music.
Which part of the music?
I think.
How was he, by the way? He was a musician, that's true. He was also a composer.
It's
Composer.
He write-
Composer.
he
Yeah, he
write.
wrote songs. He wrote songs. He's
He
no longer alive. He
he
wrote
is-
songs. Alright.
I
anything
lose.
else? Can you name some famous song that he wrote?
Alice. Alice.
小夜曲
In English.
Little Night Song.
Well, I don't know how to say that too. I'll be giving you a hard time. I know nothing about Mozart, other than the fact that he was a genius in terms of composing music.
But he's a death. Ha ha.
He's dead. Yeah.
He's death.
He's death.
He's death and also dead.
He's
When he is old,
he's not alive anymore.
When he is old, he's deaf.
Huh? What do you mean?
He can't hear.
Deaf.
Yes.
It's called deaf. Really?
Yes.
I thought it was Beethoven. I think that was
Oh,
Beethoven.
so it's death.
Deaf.
He cannot
He
hear.
wanted to say that Mozart was
No.
deaf. It was Beethoven,
No,
right?
It's Beethoven.
It was Beethoven.
You are bad at music.
It was Beethoven. If I remember correctly. If my memory serves
I hope it
correctly.
isn't.
It was Beethoven. Okay, anyway, now we must answer this next question. Should people be able to make money out of their talents? Should people be able to make money out of the talents? I mean, should talents be something that can help you to make money?
Yes.
If you cannot make money, it's not a talent.
No.
It seems to me that you have something to say about this.
I think, of course, you can use talent to make money because you have to have a very good talent to make someone else pay for you to perform your talent or to use your talent. And why I don't think if you can't earn money, that's not a talent, is because I think talent can be in many ways. Some of them is not as good as like some people is good at singing, but they are not as good as Rihanna. And some of them are good at drawing, but they are not so good.
Alright, time to start. Stop it.
Erase it. Pew.
Oh God. Louis, can you take a look? Are we all in the frame?
Why am I so sleepy?
Yes. But
Isn't it?
Can you adjust it a little bit? Yeah, thank you.
this is
This is a trackpad, and if you want to zoom in or zoom out, this is a good idea to do. And if you want to scroll down and scroll like this, 2 fingers. 1 finger is select, and you want to bring out the entire menu, 3 fingers. This is what you can do with all the computers. Stop it. We're gonna start. Alright, ready?
okay.
So where are we?
We were answering, should people be able to make money out of their talents?
So should
If
we?
a talent
So
cannot
should
help
we
you
say
secure
sorry?
financial
There are
success,
some.
it's not a talent.
No, should we say sorry? There are some.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Sorry, our
Wait,
camera just died, so we have to state the last question one more time. My last question before the camera went out was, should a talent be something that you can make money out of? If something is not financially beneficial, like you cannot make money out of it, it's not a talent. What do you think?
I think, of course, talent can make money, but I think you cannot decide if it's a talent by can it earn money, because every single one has a talent, but is he or she is his or her talent if it is not good at all. Actually, I think you cannot earn money with that talent because you are not actually that good to make money, to make other people to pay for talent. So I think that's my answer.
So what you're saying is that it doesn't really matter. It matters more whether how good you are at your talent. Is that what you're saying? So a talent, whether a talent is valuable or whether a talent is a talent, is not determined by external factors, by factors that are outside of you, things that you cannot control. For example, like the value of the society. So you're actually saying that what matters most is what you think of your talent, right? Okay. Louis, what do you think? Should a person be able to make money out of his or her talents. And is that the very definition of talents? Something that we can use it to gain financial success. Financial means money, like being successful in terms of making money.
I think talent can make money, but if the talent can make money, it's still talent.
It's still talent.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me rephrase this, and let me ask you this question: talents, the value of talents, are they all the same across the board, or are they different?
Yeah, different. The same.
So you're
It
saying
depends
that
on how good the talent is.
so you're saying that it depends on how good that person is with that particular talent. So it doesn't really matter like what talent it is. Like for example, like whistling versus playing basketball. You're not saying that one is superior than the other one. They are essentially the same, right?
It's both talent.
What do you think?
I think it is.
Do you think that particular case, for example, whistling versus playing basketball, is there like one of them superior than the other one?
No.
You think they're the same?
Yes.
Why? What are your reasons?
Because it's like your good place.
Huh?
Everyone,
Louder, please.
how to say that?
It's okay. I can help you a little bit.
I think because that is your talent.
Louder. I cannot hear you. I can barely hear you.
I think that is just like everyone have their strong place, and it's like it doesn't matter what is it.
Okay, so what do you say about that in this society, in terms of money making or in terms of financial successes, there are talents that are more important and more financially beneficial than other talents, and people will argue that these talents, which help you to secure financial successes, are more important than the ones that are not going to help you to be like successful financially. What do you say to that?
I think it did. Because when you want to sell something, you need a market. So every single talent needs its own talent. It needs its own market.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on where are you,
Mm-hmm.
and do the people around you need that talent.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe they just didn't found the place or the market to perform their own talents.
Mm-hmm.
So
So doesn't that mean if a talent is valued by market, or the talent has access to a certain market, doesn't that mean the society view that talents to be more important than the ones that they have no access to the market? So we give them like rewards.
because of course there are differences. Like it's not always fair. It's not always equal. I mean, like every single talent, like some of the talent is not as useful. Like it's not. Maybe at this time we didn't need that talent at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like maybe in the 300 or 400 years before now, people still need to make the like in the history.
Mm-hmm.
Some the people use the
Even blacksmiths?
Huh?
You're talking about blacksmiths? Making swords, making weapons?
No. They write word on stones.
You mean carving on
Yes,
on
carving
the
on
walls or something?
carving
like
on
that.
the
Murals.
walls. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But right now we have papers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as expensive as the time that they are. So the person that's doing that has that talent gets lesser and lesser and lesser, because the time is different and the things in the time are different. So then the talent maybe is not that useful, but we still have some of them in the society. Like when we are going to a Chinese temple, there are words on the wall, but because at that time we still need a person to write that down. So I think that's my answer.
How about the value of a talent?
Value.
Is the value, like how valuable that talent is should that be decided by how much you can actually earn from the talent, or by how close is that to the market?
I think if you are talking about value over talent, I think it's about how nowadays people.
I suppose what I'm saying is that is the value of a talent objective, decided by the society, or subjective by the person who owns it?
I think both, cause the you need people to give you, like, you need people to tell you that you're good at this talent, but at the same time you have to know that your talent is good.
Mm-hmm.
Your talent is special.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give yourself confidence, but you also need people to give you support. So I think it's both of them are the reason.
Okay, so Lou, what do you think? Should we be able to make money out of talents? And if we can make we can make money out of our talents, does that mean that these talents are more important than other talents?
No,
Why not?
because we can still make money. Like other talent, maybe they can make money, but it's don't know. Maybe that is you haven't find a way to make the money, so you don't know that can make money.
Mm-hmm. So it's not about making money.
Yes, but it can.
But what you're saying is that
Oh, yes.
maybe it cannot make as much money.
Yes, maybe it can make very much. Like you can whistle and very good, and you can like.
But let's face the fact, how many people can actually make a lot of money based on whistling?
Yes.
And how many people can actually make
Maybe-
a lot of money based on playing basketball?
Maybe they can practice. They have to practice.
Okay.
Yes.
But still, it's gonna be, the market is still smaller than playing basketball.
I think
Maybe
that
not. You can like.
I think
Hold on. They-
When basketball are not like everyone doesn't play that, and
Of course, it's just an example.
yes, and someone starts to play and they make a big marker, and you can make the big marker whistle.
Okay, maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
I think I can make an example of it. That like one day someone want to go to see a whistle show,
Mm-hmm.
and he tell his father that he need money to go to see someone whistle.
Mm-hmm.
But from his father's perspective, he think that it didn't worth that much money
Mm-hmm.
to see someone whistle. So I think that's about how people think about to pay on that talent. Because like nowadays, someone like we have esports right now,
Mm-hmm.
but some parents still didn't convinced that it is a sport because they think that's
Oh, it is not a sport, according to
they're esport.
Olympic Commission.
No. They are saying that it might because in a
According to Olympic Commission is what I mean.
no we have a reading
It's not an official like thing that people are gonna.
but they
in
convert
Olympic.
they convert Olympic they convert but they still didn't make the
Really?
yes
The
they
last
really
time I checked,
convert.
it didn't
They
say
really
it was
convert.
a
They said-
real sport because
they say
they didn't make golf a sport. Golf was not a sport in a lot of people's eyes because it involved a lot of walking, not a lot of running about, jumping about. How is an e-sport a sport if it doesn't? All you do is clicking with your
no but
hands.
Olympic they say that the esport player
Yeah.
they practice as hard as others because they wake up at like 6:30 in the morning and then they start playing, they start practicing.
Well, we might have to come back to that in the future because I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not sport. It's not a sport. It's not really important whether it's a sport or not, but it's a thing that people do, and there's a market for it. Yes, and then
And like, but for some of the parents, they still think that games are not good. They think it's not you cannot make money off the game.
Yeah, but actually, quite funny because if you think carefully, essentially playing basketball is a game too.
Mm-hmm.
So is playing soccer.
Yes, the sport are games too.
But the one thing that makes the three of them different, I would say that soccer and basketball closer, esports on the other side, is different parts of your brain are being activated while you're playing the game. So that's the difference. Yeah. But I think your answers actually arouse a very interesting question. The value of a talent. Where does the value of a talent come from? Does it come from the fact that I practice very often, very hard on my talent to craft it, make it into something marvelous, something amazing? Or does it come from the money that I make out of this talent? Or does it come from something that I'm born with? Because let's face the fact that some talents require having something like LeBron James is really good, athletically speaking. So he's born with that talent.
I think
it's not to say that he does not work hard. He works extremely hard, but it makes whatever that it is that he does in his life easier. For example, if I want to be a superstar in basketball, I cannot do that because I'm fat, so I cannot jump as high. So it basically took my chance of being a great basketball player away. So yes, there are some things that you need to born with a certain kind of talent, like singing. Some people can hit crazy high notes because they are born with that very special vocal cord, something like that. So where does the value of a talent come from? Does it come from hard work? Does it come from the money? Does it come from something you're born with? What do you think?
I think it's both.
What do you mean both? There are three things.
The
All of them.
The thing that you're born with in the practice, and the practices that you have done. Because if you got talent, like very much talent, but you didn't practice, I think that it's useless. Because if you don't practice, you didn't know that they are a talent of yourself, and you cannot make it stronger. But you cannot practice a lot, but because talent is something you're born with is actually very important, because like many people maybe their legs or their lungs are not as good as the athletics, but even they work hard, like their whole life is practicing for that sport, but their own body cannot afford that. So I think both of them are very important.
Okay, so which one is more important in your opinion? If you have to choose between something that you're born with, like raw talent that you're born with, or something that you acquire later through practicing, which one do you think is more important? In terms of
I think
crafting your.
is more important.
Huh?
I think born with the thing that you're born with is more important.
Okay, so but the interesting part about born,
because for the percent, like how, because the people that is born with good gene is lesser, but the people that work hard is like a group. Because do you know that it's hard to, how to say, lube box. It's like a lube box. You get this and you cannot change. You cannot change it. It's for the whole life. You got it and you will keep it.
So what you're saying is that having that raw talent is more important than working hard. If you have to pick one of them.
Yes.
Okay, but a lot of people argue that you didn't work for that. You're just lucky.
Of course.
It's called lottery of life. So do you own that?
Yes.
It's given to you.
It's my body.
Do you own your own body? Oh, that's a topic for another time. We can talk about that. That's a very interesting debate. Do we own ourselves? But that's a topic for another time. So you think that's more important? Do you agree? The things that you're born with, yes, and it's all on camera.
Yeah, you say content. couldn't.
What he said? He said he thinks that the raw talent that you're born with is more important than
I can't hear you.
So you have to say it louder. Yeah.
Okay.
Stop playing with you.
Because you know what? Last time I tripled the volume. We still couldn't hear you. Yeah. So.
What do you have to say?
I mean, what do you think? Do you agree with him? Do you also think that the talent that you're born with is more important than working hard? If you have to pick one of them, which one is more important to you?
Working hard.
You think working hard is more important to you? Why?
Because if you have that kind of talent, like you are good at basketball, but you didn't practice basketball and you didn't know what the skill is, and you cannot do like some special thing like that kind of thing or intro.
There's a very interesting, like, I can ask you this. Two people, let's say basketball player. One born with incredible athleticism, really, really good, like LeBron James good. The other one, not so much, alright? But both of them, through practice, arrive at the same point, exactly the same. Who would you admire more? Who would you admire more?
What's admire?
Admire means that you respect that person more. You think that he's incredible.
So they're good as the same.
They are the same, equal match. But one of them born with more talents, the other one born with less talents. But through practicing, they amount to the same point. Who would you admire more? Let's start from you.
What is admire?
Admire means respect. And like you respect that person and think that he's amazing, that what he or she's able to do.
I think practice.
You think through practicing.
Because
with less talents but more practicing.
Yes, because if you have talent, you have to practice this, and you can get up good. It's more easy. But if you don't have the talent, and you have to practice at the same point, and you have to work more harder.
So what you're saying is that you place hard work above like something that you cannot control.
Yes.
Like genes, for example.
Yes, because the talent people is that he gets the things before he didn't work like talent.
So you think hard work is more important?
Yes.
If a person works really hard and he achieves or she achieves, you will think more of that person. Okay?
Can I ask him a question?
Yeah, please.
Then if I said that Captain Marvel and Black Widow.
Captain Marvel is the Marvel character.
Huh?
Marvel character.
Huh?
Then I'll ask Teacher Jakes.
If
Captain Marvel.
They have to be equal.
And Black Widow.
They have to be equal, equally good, equally strong. That's my point. If they are equally strong, if Captain Marvel, something magical happened to her and then make her so strong, something that she could not control. Captain Marvel is a Marvel character, a cartoon character. Said to be so far the strongest, the strongest female hero in the movie. Anyway.
Then if today in the world that Captain Marvel and Black Widow kill the same people.
What do you mean by kill some people?
Like they are strong enough. They are.
No. The point is they are equal.
Yeah.
They are equally strong.
Sometimes they are equal. But Captain Marvel can shoot. Like lasers.
So they're not equal.
No, they're equal. They're equal.
If they are equally strong, it doesn't really matter what Captain Marvel can do.
Yes.
Because they're equally strong.
They're equal.
Right?
Yes, they're equal.
They're equally strong. Which means if they duel each other, it will be the same.
Yes.
So I will admire Black Widow.
Because
she's human. Through practicing, she managed to make herself stronger than Hulk.
Because they are different. They're different.
No, my examples, the two examples that I brought up, was based upon the fact that they were exactly the same. One has more luck, through birth, that he was or she was, like born with more talents, and the other one less talents, but through practicing, at the end they were the same, exactly the same.
What I mean is.
So who will you admire more? The person who put in more work? I'm not saying the other one doesn't put in work. The other one put in work, but he has more talents. But at the end, they were the same. Exactly the same. There's a point. So who would you admire more?
But I mean, like nowadays people think that the person that work more is like, wow, it's amazing, like Stephen Curry, because they want to make.
Exactly. That's a good
make,
example.
Because they want to make people think that they are heroes. They want to think that make people. Think
I mean, put that aside. Put that hero thing aside. That has to do with how the society
no, because
functions.
Because that make our opinion.
No. I mean, from your personal perspective, because what you're saying is that what you're saying also involves some kind of business making behind the scene, because it's about selling products. That's why they have to do this. But put that aside. In your own value system, who would you admire more? The person who put in more work, or the person with a little bit of luck? I'm not saying the person didn't work. He works hard, or she works hard.
Because
the question is asking you, which one do you think is more rare, or which one would you respect more? Hard work or talents, raw talents?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes, please. He has to go to a bathroom break. Yeah, keep going.
Like if today if we have nothing, if we really have nothing, then of course we all love the person that got so many talents. But if today we are
I'm not talking about we. I'm talking about you.
No,
you keep avoiding giving me a straight answer.
Because I like both.
No, you have to choose one.
Both.
You have to choose one.
Because I mean that they are.
Okay, can you explain?
Because they are the same.
So hard work and raw talent.
I think they are.
I'm saying that.
I think
who would you respect more?
Both.
You respect them equally.
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm not as good as them.
Huh?
Because I'm not as good as them. Them.
So you're comparing you with them?
Yes.
Why?
Because you cannot to if you can.
I'm not saying that you do not respect them. Of course we respect them, but which quality do you respect more?
Both, because they are the same. They are as good as same. They are the same. So I respect both.
Okay. So as long as they are the same, you respect them equally. So what you're saying is that hard work and raw talent.
Because I think if they are
equally important.
Because I think if they are equally, if you said that one of them are like you, because it's hard when you are as good as someone, but you didn't get the same respect of someone.
So how would you respond to that? Because a lot of people, some people will say that a lot of people are born with raw talents. There are a lot of people who are more talented than LeBron James, or people who are more talented than Michael Jordan or something like that, but they do not necessarily amount to the same level of success when comparing to the other two. And it's because the amount of time they put into working and practicing. And some people even go so far as to say, remember the last time? Like a genius is 99% of hard work, 1% of talent. How would you respond to that?
So you mean
there are a lot of talented people, that's true.
So you mean in the present career that he put 1% of talent and 99% of practice?
No, I mean that's what a lot of people think. That hard work is more important than talent. Like having the raw talent. Because the truth is, there are a lot of talented people who are born with certain.
But I already answered that. I said they are both important.
It's not about important. Of course they're important. We're not judging them. We're not saying that who is more important. But I'm asking you, who would you respect more? Have more respect. I'm not saying that you would not respect the other person.
I said both. Both.
Okay, fine. Both.
Oh.
All right. Let me ask you this other question. Do you think the value of a talent or value of a skill should be determined by the society that we live in? Because it is.
Yes.
And they are. What do you say about that? Do you understand my question? He's like warm right now. Do you understand my question?
Because we are very tired.
I know, you've been doing that
Yes.
the whole day. Do you understand my question?
I don't know.
Okay, so the talents and skills nowadays, the value of these things, especially when we're talking about the money value, okay, is determined by the recognition or the market size of the society. So which means it's not subjective, it's actually objective. Do you know what's subjective?
No.
Subjective is what I think that matters. Objective is what the world, what the truth thinks that matters. So it's decided by something that we cannot control, right? Do you think that's a right way to kind of give talents and skills values? Do you agree with that, or do you not agree with it? Say for example, a very good example would be like in today's society, entertainers, singers, movie stars, YouTubers even, they are very important because they get direct access to the market. But if you go back a few hundred years ago, like in feudal Japan, where you would see samurai with swords, or medieval Europe, they're not important. They're actually at the bottom of the social rank because their job is to please people. And at that time, the system was very different from the system that we have now. The system is based upon king, knights, stuff like that. Okay, a different ranking system. Does that mean? Is that okay? Is that okay if we judged? Are we okay with the value of a talent being decided by the society?
Of course.
But it go against what we believe in. What you believe in. We believe personally that a talent is a talent whether it can make money or not. But that's not what the society thinks. Does it matter what the society thinks?
Yes.
Does it matter what the society thinks? Because I think you pretty much agree upon this fact that the talent is still a talent. It doesn't really matter what you can make out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But the society says otherwise.
What?
Society, the world says otherwise. So it rewards certain talents with more rewards, and some other talents less rewards. What do you say about that?
Because
What do you have to say to society? Of course, it has to do with the size of a market, how accessible a market is to you, money, stuff like that. But what would you say about that?
because they only drag money.
Who's they?
The people think like that.
It's not the people, it's the society.
The society think like that.
Society is not one person, we are part of society too.
Okay, the societies, most of the people think like that.
Okay, so they think this activity is more pleasing to them, so they're willing to pay more money to it.
Yes. So they
Do you
think
agree
that.
with that? This kind of way to give value to a talent?
No.
No. Why?
What's ours?
Huh?
I don't know.
You can think about that. That's a very difficult question, by the way.
I don't know what
What do
to
you think?
ask.
Huh?
What do you ask?
Huh?
What do you ask?
I mean, you don't agree with that, right? You don't agree with society giving certain talents more rewards based on just how many people enjoy that. You disagree with that. Why?
Because
You think they're wrong. Do you think they're wrong?
no, I think they like that.
So is that wrong?
No.
Is that a wrong way to judge how valuable a skill is?
Yes.
Why? Why?
Because
You're running in a circle. Well, I think we have to go.
No,
can we finish the video?
Huh? No, you have to answer that question. You think about that. How about you? What do you think? What do you think?
I think.
That's a good question because if you look at how human society evolves, the things that we value, especially when it comes to like jobs and stuff like that, they're not the same.
Of course.
They changes with time.
Yes.
Different era value different things. It's just the nature of things. But what you're saying at the beginning of the video is that we think that a talent is a talent no matter what. And that is more like a timeless value. But that apparently is not a belief that the human society shares.
Because that's not me.
So what do you think?
They think different of me. but I
From
cannot
you.
control them.
So what do you think the reason is? If they're
The
thinking
reason
like that?
is because they have to keep their life. They have
Keep
to
their life.
live on. They have to move on because they need money to
Mhm.
live, or maybe to practice their own talent, and maybe someday they will come out and perform. But before that, they still have to eat. They have to have place to live,
Mhm.
and they have to drink.
Mhm.
Like it's a simple thing, but like we have heard many stories about people do many things for their dreams. So that's it. We need the most basic thing to do the great thing.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
One last question.
Mm-hmm.
One last question about the school.
This
About the school. All right. Two different kinds of schools.
school.
Which one do you favor more? One is trying to explore human potential, like what this person is good at. What it does is that it has like a wide variety of curriculums, so they can try different things. Try to find out which one you're good at and what you like and what would you want to do for life. And then the school will help you to cultivate, to help you get stronger.
It's like culture in Taiwan.
Not necessarily. I'm talking about schools in general. Okay, trying to help people to find their talents, trying to help people to find their potential. Or the school system that we have now, which focuses more on like a set of useful skills,
I think no.
and you have to do them because they are useful to you, and they basically put aside what you're good at or what you can be good at, because that's not the point. Because we basically, by having a system like that, believe that these skills are more useful to you, so it doesn't really matter what other skills that you're good at. And it's time consuming, because you don't really have time for yourself. It's a bummer because you don't get a chance to discover what you're really good at or what you want to do for life. You can be good at many different things, but you don't necessarily do them for the rest of your life. Certainly not as a job. Right? So which one do you prefer?
I think
The
no.
first one.
I think the second.
You think the first one, and
Second.
you think the second one,
Yes.
like the system that we have now.
Yes.
Starting from you, why?
Because you have to have some because you have to have some basic things. It's like you have to have some math and you can count things. And you have to have some Chinese and you can talk. And English you can talk to the other people. And like you have to have some social study and science. I think science is not. I think it's important because if you are like at the forest and you don't know what's that thing, and you don't know it's good or bad, and you can use your science to know it.
Okay.
And
Hold on.
and the social study. Yes, social study. You have to know. I think history is not important. But I think how to say that.
You don't like his history teacher.
I don't know how to say that.
Shut up.
How to say that?
What?
The other two.
What do you mean all the two? I mean
The social study has
chemistry?
Yes, and
chemistry?
one more.
No, chemistry is no.
So just
It's
you
TD
mean
and the-
geography,
TD and the
history,
And
Civil
social.
duty?
Yes, civil
civil
duty.
duty.
Civil duty.
I think the history out and that the other two is good. The other two is
Do you
good.
think Chinese need to get out?
No, because we have to use
Wait,
Chinese.
can I ask you one question?
Okay, go ahead.
What if? So, do you think now the thing that you learn right now is? Do you think is like you will use it in the society very often?
Yes, I think yes, because you because
Then, do you think when you go to the store and you buy something, do you need X and Y?
Huh?
Do you need X and Y? Because that's what we are learning.
You mean she's talking
just-
about math?
Huh?
Math.
Math.
She's talking about math. What he's trying to
Yes,
ask
you
you
have
is
to
that do you need all that skills that you pick up from school? Say for example, some of the very difficult chapters in math. Do you really need to? Do we really need to use everything that we learn from math to survive? Right?
But the math is given.
So actually,
It's basic.
so actually, you can just when you graduate from elementary school, so you can stop learning.
No, the how to say that? Junior high school is still have to, and
Why?
because it's basic.
Cause it's basic,
Yes.
but we cannot use it. We will not use it, but it's basic.
Yes, if you like what we are using, like 一枚四方程式. If you are like you have one drink and you how to say that?
So when you tell,
and when you like flip on it and you have one number and you don't know what's that and you can do it.
so when you go to a store and you want to buy something and you tell to a clerk, one bread is X, and then a drink and a milk is Y, and I buy 3 X and 2 Y. So how is it? How much is it?
Can I tell you?
In English.
We don't have to use
You don't have to use
everything's math in one thing.
But you just said you have to use it.
We can use it on other places.
Like what?
Like just what I say.
That's math. That's a math homework.
Yes, you can be a math teacher.
But if there are no that school, do you need that? Do you need math teacher? And do you need math homework?
Couldn't. Maybe you will be a father and mother, and you can help your.
Do your father and mother teach you X and Y in kindergarten?
Huh?
In kindergarten.
No, that's not the point. The point is if the schools are different from the schools that we have right now, you don't have to teach them X and Y.
Yes. And then
that's the
and then
that's
the
the
Chinese.
problem,
And then
right?
the Chinese.
The reason why you need to
Chinese
teach your
what?
kids, or you can be a math teacher, is because the system is constructed this way. If,
Or
yeah.
like can I speak a little Chinese?
No,
too?
you
No,
can't.
I mean, but
Oh,
you have to.
examples
yes.
in Chinese.
Like,
fine.
well, when sometimes you are talking to another one, it says 无语.
You can be a 文学家. No, you can like you are very good on it. You are very 文学.
But do you talk in it?
Talk like that.
Do you talk like that?
I don't because my
So
Chinese
should
is
we?
because my Chinese is
So
bad.
should we delete that?
I won't, but the school
But you won't. But the point is,
Huh?
if it disappear, if Chinese disappear,
I think it can
Chinese is
all
not
be.
disappear.
I think
If
all.
it's Chinese disappear, we'll disappear.
Couldn't I think.
Right?
that's a joke.
It's about the people.
That's a
who
cold
use it.
joke.
Couldn't. I think we can. I want to change.
You want to change what? You want to change what you said?
He wants to change his position.
Yeah.
I want to change that the school Chinese that is 白话 is 古文 because I think that you didn't use it if you are on the life.
Yes.
In life.
So do you think like when you graduate in elementary school,
But elementary school still have that kind of thing.
huh?
古文.
No, I mean, what I mean is, do you think after we graduate elementary school and we go to work, do you think we can live in a society?
No. Because like
Wait,
No,
but
wait,
that's
wait, wait.
But that's interesting because before, in long time ago, when they are still Japanese in like how do you say 统治?
Colonized.
Colonized.
Not literally colonized, but yeah, you said
Yes,
Taiwan.
colonized Taiwan. They are only 6 years. 6年国教. And after that, people go to work, but they still live. They lived and they have work.
but in a difficult way.
Are you sure that they lived in a difficult way?
Do you think the old life like that kind of life and now life which do you like?
Huh? No.
Hold on, I have to stop you.
We have to keep going.
No, hold on. I have to, not because we have to stop. I have to stop you because that's a debate for another time. And also, I think the more important thing is to understand why we learn what we learn.
I want to win.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. Why do we learn what we learn? Why do we learn languages?
Because we have to talk with each other.
Not just that.
And then
It's more than that. It's not just about communicating with other people. You don't just communicate with other people, you communicate with you too. With yourself.
Hello,
I remember I told you this once. The basic, the fundamental element for our thoughts presents itself in the form of a language. If your linguistic ability means your language ability is not good enough, you cannot think sophisticatedly. Right? Not maybe, yes. You cannot describe something that you have never thought about. Right? Like some complex feeling that you have right now, you might not be able to say all of them in detail. Because your language level is not good enough. Or our language level is not good enough. And you cannot analyze anything that you cannot describe. Because you don't even have the words for that. How can you think of a strategy for that? For example, let's say for example, like quantum physics. We do not know quantum physics at all. We know nothing of it. We don't have the language for it. Can you think of an example from that? Can you solve a very difficult thing from it? You can't. We can't because we don't even know how to describe it. We can't even talk about it because we think using languages. So that's the purpose of learning different languages. A very important part. Yeah, right? Why do we learn math? Why do we learn math? So you are math master. It's not because it's boring, because it's pure logic. How many things in the world that can actually present themselves in the form of pure logic? No.
The math have to do
things that has to do with math are pure logic. 1 plus 1 is always 2. It's always 2.
3.
It's always 2. Right? But when I ask you,
can write the answer on the math test.
Yeah, but when I ask you, when he does this to me, when she does this to me, what I should respond, there's not set an answer, right? So math is pure logic.
And
that's a system that we create to understand a complex world. English.
How to say that?
Science.
It's cultural science.
Yes.
Math is science mother. How to say that? 数学为科学之母.
Really? I don't know that.
Yes.
I'm not sure about that.
Are you sure?
I know to a lot of Western people. Do you know what's the mother? Do you know what's the mother of all knowledge? What's the mother of all knowledge?
No, I don't know.
The mother of science, the mother of math, the mother of everything.
Human.
Philosophy.
What's philosophy?
Because in the past, when ancient Greek, philosophy is it means knowledge of all. Yeah. Aristotle, Socrates, Plato. Back at the time, they didn't just talk about politics. They talked about also what's water, what's this, what's that, what's cloud, science. Yeah. After that, they divided philosophy into different factions. Schools, actually. This is what we call schools. And then we have math, we have science, we have languages and stuff like that. So the mother of all knowledge to a lot of Western people is philosophy. Yeah. So you say you favored the first one?
Yeah.
One.
That is fine.
He exhausted all his energy coming after you. So he appeared to be very tired right now. He was like a tiger when he was talking about, having an argument with you, and he was like, yeah.
Can we stop it?
No, we can't. Yeah, not after the person. So.
Yes, because it's fun. You can learn what you want. So, and thank you so much.
Bye.
Oh, I think they're tired, so we have to end this episode. Thank you for watching this. See you guys in the next episode.
Bye.